Okay, so this is my dough that rose overnight. This is a bread scraper thing. This is for scoring. Oh, I'm not actually gonna need this right now though. This won't happen until right before bake. Anyway. Okay. Let's get this bad boy out. So, made the dough yesterday. Let it sit for 30 minutes, pulled it out, added the salt water, stretch and pulled it, put it back aside. 30 minutes later, I pulled it back out, did a stretch and pull, then I left it be for about 6-7 hours till it rose here, and then I put it in the fridge overnight. This is the next day. So now I'm gonna divide it into the 3 loaves that I'm gonna bake later. So at this point, I'm putting on gloves because this stuff gets really sticky and it's hard to get off. So I like to wear gloves for this. Makes it a little bit easier to work with, in my opinion. At least until you get it to the next stage. It's not so hard to work with without gloves right before you put it in the oven. But okay, so I am first going to get some fresh. Right, some bread flour on there to get me loose. I'm gonna start working it off the sides. Get this on. All right. Through here. All right. Now, I'm gonna get this out. Onto my floured. I use this bread mat on this floured bread mat. I gotta get this all out of here. And here's the blob. There we go. This right here. Okay. Now, here comes the next part. I'm going to divide this into 3 loaves because I found this recipe gives me 3 loaves in the Pullman pan I like to use. This is a Pullman pan. I'll show you it in a bit. Okay. I'll go right here. Come on, baby. One. Ooh, well, I'm going a little bit more on that side. Ooh. Okay. Now, I'm so stuck. Not enough flour down. One. Get some more bread flour here. So now I'm gonna take this one's the stickiest. I'm gonna get it worked. So I'm gonna put these aside for a moment. Now I'm going to stretch this dough. So I want it to be oblong. So if you're doing it in a Dutch oven, you would do it circle. I do it in the loaf pan because I like it better that way. So I do it like this. Now we're gonna braid it. It's gonna go like this. Alright, well, I'm sticking a bit. Okay, so I'm gonna flip it over after I made my great big, spread thingy. Smush it back up. And then I'm gonna braid it in the other way. Now I'm going to roll it into the loaf shape I'm going to want. And then whichever is the nicest side of it will be the side that goes down. So the other side will be the one that I'm going to put face down. And I'm going to go ahead and put you in here first. This is the Pullman pan. Just going to get it here. A little more flour. Now, see, now this pan, only because it doesn't have a, so all bread needs a lid. You're not supposed to put anything, you're not supposed to ever put like a solid lid on these. You need to give them room because they can, like, I guess explode. I don't know. Try to trap gases. But this is okay because it's not like, it's not too good. There's loaf number one. And I'll work loaf number two. We'll just go in the bowl because I don't have a third loaf pan at the moment, so it is what it is. Same thing. It'll work out. I'm going to braid it in. Flip her over, work her back out. This is, I think, how you get like the bubbles in your bread. I'm just gonna roll it back up. Oops, I did not roll that very good. Into my loaf. So the other side will be the face down side. I think I'm going to stick you in this hole, actually. Okay. I'm actually going to use this one up. Oh, crap, there's one in it. Of course there is. Face down in this one. And I'm gonna work the Haas. I always end up with one that's like a lot bigger. Oops. Now, if you're doing like a Dutch oven and you're doing the circle, the ball shape, you would obviously not make it look like loaves. You would roll it into that little taco ball and let it develop. Did I do? This was the second side, yeah. Okay. So now if I was just doing a bolus, I would, you know, like a Dutch oven ball, I would just make this, but I use a loaf, so I go ahead and work it back out. Ugh, sticky. Rido is pretty sticky, just FYI. Well, there's only, you use 2 flours. You always got to use a bread flour and a secondary. You can use spelt, you can use Eichhorn, you can use wheat flour, but it has to be a high protein flour because this kind of yeast rises and lives off of the carbs. The carbons is what it eats. So, has to have, that's why you have to use bread flour, not all purpose. It has a higher protein. Okay, so this will be the back side. It will be the one that goes in first. Now I will cover these and press and seal. And this one's going to be really big. I will cover these and press and seal and put them in the fridge for another minimum of 2 hours up to 3 days. And each day that it sits in the fridge, the stronger the rye and the stronger the sourdough flavor becomes, but your dough rises less. So each day it'll rise a little bit less, but get a better flavor. I personally like them a little bit lighter flavored. And okay. So I'll probably do mine today. And how I like to do mine, I'll show you when I go to bake. But how I like to do mine is I bake all 3 in one day. And then after 2 of them cool, I freeze them. And then I have bread all week. And see you in a couple hours.